Hello dear students, today I'm with a video lesson of the second poem of our book Flamingo. The title of the poem is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. So open your textbook and look at the poem very carefully. In this video lesson, we'll discuss about introduction of the poet, introduction to the poem, text of the poem, critical appreciation, checking your understanding of the poem, checking your vocabulary, metaphors used in the poem, and I hope that you will enjoy this video lesson. Let's talk about Stephen Spender, the poet. Sir Stephen Harold Spender, born 1909 and died 1995, was an English poet and essayist who took keen interest in the socialist school of thought, which explains his stance regarding the paradox of teaching elementary school children in a slum. It is mere wish fulfillment to think that you can teach children on an empty stomach. The theme: paradox of teaching elementary school children in a slum. Teaching elementary school in a slum, this thing in itself is a paradox. One cannot hope to provide education to children who are poor and hungry. A feeling of hopelessness coupled by the actual lack of a bright future suggests that the very purpose of educating these children has been defeated. It is the poet's belief that it is only after the policy makers have addressed the problem of poverty and its attendant problems like malnourishment and inherited diseases that one can hope to provide an education that is empowering in the real sense. See this picture? This is a picture of a slum school, and this shows the poor condition of the children. This school is entirely different from other schools which are located in cities, or we can say the mainstream schools or private schools. Let's recite the poem. The first stanza: far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like ruthless wits, the hair torn round their pallor. The tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. His lesson from his desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes lived in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. Second stanza: on sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding all cities, belt, flowery tireless valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its vault. And yet for these children, these windows, not this map, the world, where all their future is painted with fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lit sky, far, far from rivers, cake, and stars of boats. Third stanza: surely Shakespeare's wicked, The map, a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped halls from fog to endless night. On their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as Dome. The last stanza. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this mag becomes the window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open till they break the town, and sow the children to green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books, the white and green lips open, history those whose language is the sun. That is the poem. Let's critically appreciate the poem. The tone of the poem is rather somber and profound, mainly because the poet is trying to express a rather serious problem that affects our society at large. The descriptions of the foggy atmosphere, the narrow street filled in with the lead sky, the slag heaps, skin peeped through by bones, and spectacles of steel with mended glass, all add to the rather bleak and palpable atmosphere of poverty and hopelessness. The image of the slag heap, bottle bits on stone, creates a rather overwhelming sense of hopelessness that can be linked to the dehumanization of the society. Overall tone of sadness and gloom is paradoxical in nature, as it highlights the irony of life in the 21st century in spite of all the technological advancement that is taking place. The gap between the rich and the poor is aptly brought out in this poem. Now check your understanding of the poem. I have certain questions for you. You have to express your answers. How do the children look like? The children are very much, they are not active. Okay, they are victims of malnutrition. They seem to be malnourished children. They don't have proper growth. Some of them are suffering from hereditary disease. There, it is also said about their pale faces. They don't have bright faces, and their hair is compared to ruthless wits. Uh, what are the things kept in their classroom? The second stanza beautifully mentions that the paintings, donated paintings on the wall of the classroom, painting of Shakespeare's head, a beautiful painting of a clear dawn, and a picture of Tyrolese Valley, beautiful Tyrolese Valley of Austria, and a picture of dome. These are the things that are there on the wall of the classroom. Which things tempt them to steal? The world depicted by William Shakespeare, the great playwright, in his work, the world that he shows in his plays, or the love in the plays of Shakespeare, or the beautiful things that are shown through the pictures, these things of the developed world or wonderful world may tempt them to steal. What is their living condition? Very miserable condition, very poor, isn't? As they don't have their basic needs also. Identify the phrases that show their hopelessness future. You have to find the phrases from the poem that show their hopelessness future. What solution does the poet offer to the problem? In the very last stanza, the poet says that the inspector, the visitor, the governor have to take certain steps, prominent steps, to bring these children to the mainstream society, to the open environment where they can run freely, express themselves freely, where they have no tension. Every barrier of theirs should be broken, and they should be brought to the open world where they can express themselves. Question number 7. On what positive note does the poem end? The poem ends on a positive note, optimistic note. The last two lines of the poem has optimistic note. It is said that like the sun, which is majestic, which is not slave of anything. The sun is majestic, magnanimous, vibrant. Like the sun, they should also be allowed to express themselves freely. The sun is free. It is not slave. In the same manner, the children should also get the opportunities to express themselves freely. Freedom should be given to them. Then only they can do something magnificent. You express the answer yourself in your own words. Now check your vocabulary. The first phrase is gusty waves. Gusty waves actually refer to the developed or the main world, mainstream of society. And the next word is pallor. Pallor means face. Sour cream walls. That is there in the second stanza. It means dull color of walls. Gnarled. In the first stanza you will find this word. Gnarled means disease of bones. Catacombs means underground holes. Actually their slum homes are compared to catacombs. Cramped means restricted living conditions in the slum. Doom means death. Sly means cunning or clever. Let's see some of the metaphors that are used in the poem. The first one is gusty waves. The privileged children are compared to gusty waves, energetic, exuberant, and forward moving. The second metaphor is futures painted with a fog. The third one is sealed in with a lead sky. Fourth is stars of words. Next one is from fog to endless night. And the last metaphor is where skin peep through by bones. That is all about for today. I hope you have enjoyed the video lesson, and in the next videos we'll have more explanation of the poem so that you can understand each and every aspect of the poem. Do the questions that are given to you, and I hope that you have enjoyed the video lesson in a true sense. Thank you.